It's a good ball played in for Tony Morley. Oh, he missed it! It is! Peekaboo! Villa in the lead!
Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. Please subscribe and give this video the thumbs up. And you can follow the podcast on all audio platforms as well. This is the first Avfc weekly recap of 2025. And I'm joined by my special guest, Callum Shaw, who is the host of Hold Heaven. And you can see a lot of these video vlogs on YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms. This is the IVSC Weekly Recap, your weekly dose of Aston Villa news and headlines. Aston Villa start the new year with a win against the Foxes. I'm pleased to have you on the show, Callum. Happy New Year as well.
I'm very happy to be on. I enjoyed it the last time, so I'm happy to do one again.
Yeah, I do enjoy listening to some of your opinions.
Yeah, everyone seemed to really enjoy it. I'm not really one to give an opinion on it, to be honest. I've always sort of shied away, but now I'm recently getting into doing them, and everyone seemed to really enjoy my view, which I'm very happy about. So good to be on again.
Did you go to the game on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there as well. Yeah, I went as well.
It was a tough watch first half, wasn't it? But second half we were a lot better, so it was good to get
Yeah,
through to the end.
just a big turnaround the second half.
Yeah.
So what's your verdict from Saturday?
Well, it's hard to say because we only really got playing in that 45.
Yeah,
It was a very possession-based half of football, really. That just we never really got going. I think Emery wanted to slow the play down a little bit and just keep the ball, keep possession. I'd say the possession was probably 70-30, maybe even
yeah,
more. It was a very possession-based half of football that second half, I think we shown a lot what we can do. And it was good to get the win in the end, and it was good that Leon Bailey was on the score sheet because he's had a very rough patch, and I'm just happy that he's off the mark because he deserves it.
I think with Leon Bailey, I think he needs to get his numbers up because he has struggled this season. But fair play to Bailey for not giving up.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Ian Matson as well when he came on. And one thing I'd say is I know Emery is not going to drop Luca Dean, but
Yeah,
that's just a flavour of what Ian Matson can do. I think he does have the legs to get down the flanks and stop the players who have pace, because Dean's a very good defensive
yeah,
fullback, but with Matson it's just pace what he offers, really. And I think Luca Dean's getting on a little bit now, and I don't necessarily think he's got the legs.
yeah,
So the way that he got the ball back and navigated it up and running down the flank, and the ball to Bailey was perfect. I think anybody could have scored that. To be honest, it was just absolutely superb. So I think we've got a lot to thank Ian Matson for, and I just hope that he can start a little bit more, which I don't really see happening personally, because I think Unai Emery knows what players fit his system, and with what Luca Dean's offered, I just think he's not going to really drop him, even though both fullbacks offer two totally different things that are really healthy for Villa at the moment. And keeping our defensive structure, really. So,
and he with Ian Matson, he brought a lot of energy to the game,
yes.
and he constantly is bombing forward. It's to really get forward. Even he loves to do that. Well, I think that the guy in the first half, it was very uneventful, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a great first half at all.
No, it was very possession based. It wasn't the fact that we were bad. It was just we never really seemed to get going.
Yeah, 'cause I thought as well, it wasn't really that exciting. But I think in a game like that, on Saturday, it was just important to win the game. It didn't matter what the
Yeah,
performance was like. Just getting the job done.
yeah. I'm just happy that we won in the end, but it could have been a lot more convincing if we'd have taken
Yeah.
our chances after Leon Bailey scored in the game. I'm just really upset for Ollie Watkins. I really,
Yeah.
really think he's still a fantastic player, and he really does try, and he creates chances for other players to latch onto. And I'm just upset for him, really. That miss was a very bad miss, but
Mhm.
you can't help feel sorry for him, can't you? Because he just works really, really hard sometimes, and I think
Yeah, what kids don't stop.
no,
He's a real workhorse.
yeah,
I think with Leicester City though, it's a team that we should be expecting to beat. And
yes,
if we didn't win that game, it's a real massive disappointment if we didn't beat them.
yeah. I necessarily think that was he wasn't an even game possession wise, but really though I think with the chances we created and also Leicester created chances wise, it was quite an even game if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because even
Oh,
though
yeah,
we kept the ball, even though we kept possession of the ball and we had most of the ball and most of the play, chances wise, you're looking at an even game there.
yeah. I don't know what you think, but the referee wasn't really my favourite person. I thought in the first half, especially, it was a very stop and start game. There's a
Yeah,
lot of these fouls, but they weren't even that bad. The fouls, blowing the
no.
whistle for the sake of it.
Oh, yeah.
It disrupts the gameplay. Then
Yeah,
you're not giving needless free kicks.
I think on the context of free kicks, I think our deliveries into the box have gotten a little bit better, I would say. But
Yeah,
I think that's just probably a case of the ref stopping momentum, to be quite honest. I mean, the set pieces have been a little bit better in recent games, but on the context of set pieces, really, I haven't really seen us score from a corner in ages.
because usually Austin McPhee, they're very creative with set pieces. But it has been a while. Yeah, you are right. It has been a long time.
I think I think we haven't scored from that many corners, but I think the Ross Barkley header was the only one I saw out of like a season and a half.
Yeah.
Like we rarely ever see it, so I'm just happy that our deliveries into the box have gone a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was frustrating with the needless free kicks. But then I think in the second half, I think the goals, it brought the game alive.
Yeah,
Some excitement in there then.
I'm really happy for Ross Barkley as well. I think he's becoming a fan favourite for all of us, really, and the way he changes games with important goals and his play is really good.
I don't know what you think, but I think Ross Barkley, I wanted to start more games, I think. Because I think he completely bossed the game on Saturday.
Yeah, just the way he carried the ball and how he created chances. You know, it's what we see every week now. It's becoming normality for him now. The way that he changes games and gets important goals for the team, and I think that
Yeah.
he'll be starting a lot more now, especially with John McGinn going off. Maybe that might mean something a change in the midfield.
Yeah, well, even with Ross Barkley, but when he played for Luton, I've always liked Ross Barkley. And then before the season started, a lot of fans questioned why we signed him.
Yeah,
But you can clearly see why.
yeah.
Yeah,
During the COVID season, especially, I think he had a great a great 6 months when he first started his Villa career, and
yeah,
I think the second half of that season, I think fans just we know how fickle our fan base can be, and we
oh
all know
yeah,
that. But the second half of the season, he just dropped off a little bit, and I think that fans got on his back, and I think that when we wanted to sign him, I think everybody was really questioning him, really, and I think
yeah.
some of the fans think they know better than the manager sometimes, and it was like, oh, why have we signed him for? And all this, and we had quite a big track record of signing all these players who were
Yeah.
like 30 or going into their 30s, mid 30s, and they haven't really worked out. So I think that there was that doubt in their mind, really, that maybe this is the wrong player to sign because I know it was a free transfer, but it's the
Yeah.
wages as well, and I think that was what fans doubted. But the way he's come in and slotted into the team and the midfield and got us ticking, it's just
It's nothing
fantastic.
right
And
again. And also Luton Town. Well, he was last season. He was their player of the season, I think.
yeah,
He got the best player as well. So that shows like he's a real standout performer.
yeah,
And what I like about Ross Barkley is he's very reliable. You never see him really give the ball away.
no,
So he keeps it moving in that midfield. I think we needed it in like the second half. Because like in the first half, the build-up play was very slow,
yeah.
and I think Ross Barkley is crucial to that. And the
I think
way
he's
he
becoming a fantastic.
dictates, yeah, he dictates the play as well.
Yeah, and he carries the ball and he just creates chances sometimes out of nothing, and sometimes he creates the space for other players to have the shot off, maybe go for goal himself. So that's what you want from a midfielder, really. So I'm just happy that he can just get us ticking.
And I enjoyed the goal as well.
Yeah, he has scored some really good, well worked goals this season, Ross Barkley, and especially in the one against Leipzig, Palace as well, uh, and also Bournemouth, which was
Yeah,
well taken. He's scoring a lot of goals.
yes. Good is I like players that give it a go. They're not afraid to shoot.
No,
Because sometimes we take a bit too long to shoot, but the fans are urging them to shoot.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm a massive fan of Ross Barkley. And
I
not
think
only that, the goal
he's
he scored, he gave a
yeah.
lot of confidence.
I think as well with how many goals he scored now. I think that might give the midfield a little bit more confidence,
Yeah,
especially with him being experienced player in the team, and just how he's played his entire career. I think he's going to give the midfield a lot of confidence going forward.
And also, what did you make of Matty Cash's performance?
Well, I think he had a little bit better of a performance, but there was a lot of times where he's gone back to basics. Really, he did have a good first half from what I saw, but the second half, especially that goal that Leicester did score,
He should have cleared it.
Yeah, he was kind of at fault, but I think most of the defence was at fault for that one, really. So we'll let him off. But it's just the basics again. But I think that Cash has had a good performance, especially on Saturday. So I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Well, I think we're a lot better in Matty Cash. The thing is, well, because he's a right back. He's a natural right back.
I think he really did. He really did attack though. That first half, and I think he had more movement in on the wing in position than Bailey did that first half. So it's just all about him finding his right position and what's best for him. Because there was a time where he did play central mid. There was a time he played right midfield, and he went into right back. So it's just whatever suits him really. And I think with that versatility, I think soon enough we'll find out what's best for him and where he does shine, because there was times in that game against Leipzig when he played right midfield, he had a very good game.
Yeah,
we've seen glimpses of what he can do, especially Saturday, where he held the ball really well and he made those runs down the flank on the overlap for Bailey and stuff that he knows what to do. So let's just see.
he likes to get forward. And in that game on Saturday, he had so much space on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going. And Emery as well. Like you said about playing in different positions. Emery likes players who can fit in different positions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Cash played well. And the other thing that I've noticed as well, so he's very brave as well. He's not afraid to get stuck in there.
He did make a few good tackles in the first half, and I think the old 10 really did notice that. You know, we were cheering, and it was getting the fans and the atmosphere going as well. Because when you try, I think the crowd tries as well. So that was key for the atmosphere and just the confidence of the players when you see players going in for tackles, and gives them confidence. So I'm very, very happy for the performance that Cash had. But there was a few moments in the game where, you do drop off, and that's just football, really, isn't it? So
Let's talk about Leon Bailey. I mean, I think he keeps improving. Each game, he's slowly getting there. Back to his best again.
Yeah, I think Leon Bailey as a substitute is better than Leon Bailey playing a full 90 minutes.
Yeah, I do agree with that, actually, yeah.
And I don't really know how other people will take to this opinion, but I actually think right now, I think this is the worst Leon Bailey's been for a while.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
I actually think as well, this is probably his worst season so far. If you look at the numbers and if you look at the way he's played, when we first signed him, he had a very good patch, and during the 2023 season, especially under Unai Emery, he did come up with some important goals and important parts of play. But really, this season, and especially last season, he's a shadow of himself. And I don't know if that's a confidence issue, but I actually think that this was probably his worst season so far. because we're coming into the second half of the season,
Yeah.
and all he's done is really score one goal. He hasn't really come up with that many assists, and he does lose the ball a lot. I'm a big fan of Leon Bailey, but this might
Yeah.
be his worst season so far. I don't know if that's a hot take or whatever, but I'm just glad that he actually did score in that game, because
Well,
if he
I
hadn't
think as
scored,
well.
it would
Yeah.
have been a terrible performance.
Well, I think the consistency. It needs to be more consistent.
Yeah,
That's what's missing from him.
yeah. There was moments in the first half where he'd lose the ball almost every time he had it at the time, and
Yeah.
to be fair though, too, I mean, I know the Bailey goal was a tap in, and Matson had to work really hard to get that goal
Yeah.
and the ball over to him. If he hadn't have scored,
Yeah.
it would have been a bad performance all round by him, really. But I'm just happy that he scored,
Yeah.
because now that he has scored, hopefully it's a confidence booster for him, because
Well, that's
we
the
all
thing.
know what a good player he can be.
Bring goals, they bring confidence. He's got that
Yeah,
one goal now, so he might kick on from there.
I hope he does, because he was a great player last season, and he's key to the team. Because I don't
Yeah.
really think Unai's going to drop him. I think he knows his players, and I know the ones he picks, he trusts them.
Yeah.
You can't leave a player like Leon Bailey out. I know we all
Yeah.
say, oh, we should drop him, but you just can't, because you don't know what you're going to get from him ever.
And he
He's
hit
a
the
very
post.
unpredictable player.
He's unlucky with that when he hit the post.
Yeah, there was a few moments in the game where he did come close, and that goal, that opportunity might have led to a goal in another game. You just don't know. So we all know there's a player in there, and we all know what he's capable of. I just want to see.
I think as well, it's a lot more sharp in his
Yeah,
game, and also the goal he scored. Great awareness and positioning.
yeah, he was in the right place, and it was a well taken goal in the end. I just hope that this is what's to come now of the second half of the season. So let's just wait and see.
That's how you get goals. You got to position yourself in the right areas to get the goals.
Yeah,
So I think hopefully now, hopefully these performances will start to change. But once you
yeah. I
put
mean,
him in,
when he comes on as a substitute, he's a lot better and a lot more sharper, and he just creates moments in the game where you're not really going to get from somebody who's not really that sharp.
yeah. Well, there's another concern as well about our captain John McGinn. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. Hopefully not. Because he
I
come
think he'll
off
be
it.
okay.
Yeah. It might just be his toe or something.
Yeah, might be, but
He should be. Hopefully be
I
okay.
don't think it's the end of the world.
Yeah, he'll be back. I think he'll be back soon. Yeah, we can't get any more. We can already. But we got no Duran. And Rogers was obviously suspended. So we don't lose our captain as well.
Yeah, I think if he was to not play in the next game, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, you see the thing is, I personally think it'll be okay, because it's the FA Cup on Friday night. Then it'll
Yeah.
be another week. I think it might be Everton the next game, so that'll probably give him about 10 days, 10 days rest
Yeah.
with whatever he's got wrong. So I think it's not
He
really the
can
end of the world
recover.
anyway.
Well,
Should be
let's
okay.
talk about the FA Cup on Friday. So what do you expect from the game against West Ham United?
I'm not really expecting anything. I think that's probably because we're used to us not going for competitions, and I think the last time we got past the third round before Middlesbrough, so
Yeah,
this was before we beaten Middlesbrough. It
yeah.
was Wickham at home, 2016, excuse me, when we got
Oh,
past
yeah.
the third round. So we never, ever, ever, very rarely,
We don't do
once in
well
a
in the FA
blue
Cup.
moon.
We never do well in that
No,
competition.
no,
We haven't won it in since 1957, that competition.
no. I'm not really expecting that much, but it'll be really, really nice to get through. Just because we're used to us not going for these competitions, even though we want to, of course. I'd love us to do well in the FA Cup, please. But I'm not really expecting much. If we win, it's great. If we don't, I wasn't really expecting us to do it
Yeah.
anyway. So
The thing is, we've got the Premier League and we've got the Champions League that Emery will prioritise as well. You know, we're still in that competition. I don't think we like Emery doesn't really take the competitions that seriously. It's Villa, it's Aston Villa.
one thing you've got to ask yourself really is, why is Unai Emery going to go for this competition this time? Is it to do with the revenue? Is it to do with
Yeah.
us winning a competition,
Mhm.
or is it just for the fans? Really, that's one thing you've got to ask yourself.
Yeah. It's been 30 years, nearly 30 years without a trophy.
Yeah, like I said it the last time I was on here. I just want us to win something, uh, just in the
Yeah.
future, or do well enough to maybe suggest that we were as good as what we were 30, 40, 50 years ago, because we're relying on the past.
Yeah.
We were a big club.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, you can't always do that. And yeah, Emery as well. He's the manager to do it as well. You
Yeah.
need to make the most of him. Emery, like, if we're going to win a trophy, Emery's the manager to do it.
One thing I'd say is, like when you're talking to a friend or somebody about football, and they
Yeah.
go, "Oh, Villa are a massive club." The last time we won something was 30 years ago. So I just want
Yeah.
us to do well in every competition, and have that belief that
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what competition, every game the ambition should be we want to win it and we want to
Yeah.
go forward.
Well, on Friday night, it's going to be a very special occasion, celebrating 150 years. So I think we need to do it for the fans on Friday night, personally.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to actually get a win on the anniversary game, especially.
Yeah, it would be good, but I'm not really expecting that much.
Do you know the reason why they chose West Ham as the
I do,
anniversary game?
I do.
What's the reason?
I don't know if I can give anything away other than this. So they chose the West Ham game purely because we was wearing the 150th anniversary kit, and
Yeah,
I think Villa went to the Premier League and said, "Look, we want to wear this kit for the anniversary," and they said no. So
yeah.
the reason
Oh,
why we've picked it is because in the FA Cup game we can wear it. that's
well, that's a good. Oh,
that's
that's the reason.
why, to my knowledge.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's a reason. That's right then. I just
That's
wondered.
the
I was
reason why.
thinking that the other day.
That's the
Oh,
reason why.
thanks for the
So
for giving me that insight.
I mean, it Could it have been in the Champions League against Bayern though? I don't know. It
Yeah,
does seem
that's the thing.
quite.
Could it be
It does seem strange. It does seem strange, but
Oh, what about a Midlands derby against Wolves or something like that?
maybe,
Why
yeah.
not?
But
They should have done
but
it for that.
then again, the Premier League would have blocked the kit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I don't really know why we didn't do it in the Champions League. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they'd have blocked it then. I don't know. I don't know.
Think of what it is. This anniversary is the 150th season. It would have been like the 1874, the 1875 season.
Yeah.
So we're in our anniversary season. And going back to the game as well. Look, we got the home advantage on Friday. So at least the FA Cup game's at home. And also, we West Ham. Robert Tigers under a bit of pressure.
I think we do have the home advantage, but the fact as well is that they've got a lot bigger allocation. West Ham this time. I
Okay.
think they're in the upper Doug. I think they're in the whole of the upper Doug Ellis this time. So they've got a massive allocation this time, and
That's a big allocation.
I don't really think that Villa fans are really that bothered about this game from what I've read and from just that it's on a Friday night and it's on ITV. Is it on ITV? I think it might be.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think it is.
I don't really know if that home advantage thing is probably going to really matter. It might, but
Yeah.
the fact that they've got a bigger allocation and it's on a Friday. I mean, to be honest, it's great marketing though by Chris Eck, really, isn't it?
It's genius, what genius.
Yeah. Oh man, but I'm just I'm just there just to pick the anniversary kit up in all honesty. I think most of them are going to be there for the £1.50 beers and the food and stuff. It's just great marketing, isn't
I didn't
it?
notice that as well. On Saturday's game, before kick-off, they showed all the memories
Yeah,
over on the projector.
yeah.
There's all
I think
over the
that's the reason why you're there for, really, as well. That gives you a reason to go.
That's another reason.
I'm just excited for just what we're gonna do before, really, and
Before
just the
kick-off.
attention. And yeah, it's going to be a good go. That's going to give you more than enough reason to go. All kidding aside, I'm happy to see the new kit. I'm excited to see what it's like. I'm excited to just see what it's like before and just the pre-match and all the fuss around
Yeah.
it. Really, that's going to give you more of a reason to go. But I think
And
the fact
West Ham, as well, I think they've been quite poor at the moment.
yeah.
And they pose a threat on the counter-attack. With Gerard Bowen, you got Kudus, Alexa Paqueta, and you got that Fulkrug they've got.
They've got a great team on paper, haven't they?
They spent a lot of money in the summer.
Yeah, I thought that West Ham would be around the top four, but how wrong was I? On paper, they've got a really good team and they've recruited some great players. I did. I wanted us to sign Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, my friend said that on the other podcast
I
about what the
really,
same
I
thing you
really do.
said.
But they said, "Oh, what about the wage?" But we've got big wages anyway. Now we're a Champions League club. I mean, if you want to get these big players, you've got to pay the wage, and so we could have gone for him really, but
I love a tie game. I was in the 30 with West Ham. and it wasn't going to work out. Because I actually think West Ham were actually better with David Moyes, personally.
He was actually at the Man City. Was it Man City? He was at the Man City game in the West Ham end as well, which was
Oh, was it?
strange. Yeah, he was.
That is very strange, yeah?
Yeah, I like David Moyes.
Well, yeah, he won the Conference League.
Yeah,
And also, he brought stability to West Ham. They performed consistently.
I mean the football. The football weren't great according to some fans, but is it really any better now?
But sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, it's a bit strange situation. So let's talk about January, the transfer. So which players do you think we need in the window?
Oh, I hate doing these. God. I'd love another right back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're still linked with Antonio Silva,
We
but
have
if
been
we
linked to
are,
him still, yeah.
but if we are,
Benfica?
that's a massive transfer.
Yeah, I
I
think we
don't
need him.
really, I don't really know if we need Malem from Dortmund. I don't know.
I think we're missing that sort of the Arby type player.
Yeah, but I don't know really where he's gonna play because if Rodgers comes back, which he will do,
Yeah.
then who's he gonna drop out? I mean,
Yeah.
is he gonna drop Bailey?
Yeah, it's interesting what you do with that.
I don't know, but I would love Antonio Silva.
Mm. Yeah.
That's one of the main ones for me.
Well, yeah,
We
it's
haven't
from
we haven't
Benfica.
really we haven't really been linked with a right back yet.
Yeah, because I think the right back situation is quite strange because we saw that Djokovic,
Yeah.
but he is only played this season, really, though.
No, and that's the reason why I thought beforehand, do we really need one?
Yeah.
If you think about it, do we really need another right back? I
Yeah.
don't know. We might need one to replace Matty Cash, maybe.
All rotation.
Yeah, but Nedeljkovic hasn't played, and I don't think he's
Yeah.
done anything wrong.
Well, I think if you load out, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot of money though to
Good luck.
loan a player out. Uh, just to get game time, really. Because how much did we pay for him? Was it like
Can't remember that.
I don't want to. I don't want to say what I think, obviously, because I don't want to be way off. But I think it was
Yeah.
quite a lot of money, especially because he's an international player. It was quite a lot of money.
Yeah. He's 18.
Yeah,
I think he's 18. Yeah. The big thing for me, I think, we're conceding far too many goals. We need to tighten up at the back. So I think Silva, somebody like him to fix that issue. But I think there's no leadership. Apart from Tyrone Mings and John McGinn and Martinez, there's not many leaders in our team this season.
no,
That's the quality we're missing, I think.
yeah, you're right. And I think from what I've seen, because I did watch a little bit of the game back just before I came on here, and I did see Ollie Watkins just just be constructive to the players and
Yeah.
just get them going. Maybe he might be a leader in the future. I don't know, but we have
Yeah.
seen that he could be one of those players going forward.
And we need somebody as well He's strong in the air. He's got good height. And he's competitive. But winning those duels.
Yeah. Konsa
So
did
it's,
win a lot
yeah,
of duels, I think, last season. Tyrone Mings definitely did on Saturday, but Konsa did win a lot of duels last season. He was one of the players in the top 3 that won the most duels.
Mings, I think, he's still recovering from an injury. I know he's playing, but Mings is just going to keep playing to get his minutes up. It's going to take him time, I think.
Yeah.
Mings to get back to his best. It's a difficult thing coming back from the injury that he had. Well, he was out, for the over a year out that he had. The whole season. Last season.
I think he's done really well.
Yeah. He has to be, credit to him, really.
Most
It's not
players
easy.
that suffer the injury Tyrone Mings had suffered with that, I think it was a torn ACL or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
Most players don't recover from that, especially in the length of time that he's had.
Yeah, it's a testament to him, really. Another player that I think we need maybe as well. Somebody with a lot of pace and power, I think.
Yeah.
Like a flair type player. One you can use to bring on to give us an impact.
I'd like to say, if ever we do sign Malin from Dortmund, Bailey
Yeah.
could come on and be a very good player as a substitute, because Bailey as a substitute is a lot better at the moment than the one
Yeah.
who makes a full 90, as I said.
You can
So
do it like
that could happen.
that, yeah.
That could be a possibility,
Definitely.
maybe.
Leave the way transfer window. I'm going to talk about the last subject. So what do you make of the John Duran suspension? And does the consistency of refereeing need to change?
Well, that went to VAR, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah. It was VAR.
So should we really be asking as well? The people who are on VAR need to be
Yeah.
trained, and the quality of refereeing as well needs to be consistent, and not
Some,
consistent as well in I'll be inconsistent because it's consistency. You
yes,
need to be you just need to be trained. And these are
yes,
Premier League refereeing refereeing decisions that go against most of the team, especially. Did you see the Brighton game when João Pedro tried to elbow one of the
yeah, I
Brentford
did.
players? No
Yeah,
card.
and he
He's
didn't get
looked
sent off.
up. He's looked up. He's just gone
Yeah,
bang, and he's missed him completely. Like, I'm thinking, how is that not got a card? How has he not
the
got a
same
card?
thing.
But Duran has for
And,
something that's
and
not
John Duran, yeah.
intentional. It blows my mind. I'm thinking, how can that happen? How can that decision be going?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it's
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
it doesn't make sense, and I think that again is a reason that why the Premier League refereeing decisions and the Premier League standard of refereeing has to
Yeah.
change. It has to.
We expect better in the Premier League, especially.
Yeah, and I think there's way better refereeing standard in the Championship now because there's no VAR. and you have to be absolutely certain if a foul's a foul now. You know, there's no safety net involved. Let's just check the VAR. I personally think that VAR's there just to prove to fans that it works half the time.
Yeah, well,
It was there for clear and obvious errors, but it's happening. It happens. They check every single goal, every single foul, every single violent conduct opportunity. They're just there to prove it works. It happens every single time. Every single time.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore for clear and obvious errors. It's just there for. It's just there sometimes, just because it's there.
The VAR, it should be there for clear and obvious errors. That's what it's there for.
It happens for every single foul and just goal now. I mean, we can't even celebrate goals now. That's the thing.
And that's a shame as fans. It's completely ruined. And as well, going back to that Duran decision, I know he stuck out his foot, but if you see the replay, he didn't stamp on that Newcastle player.
No,
And
well,
it scrapes his shirt. It only scraped his shirt. You don't warrant a red card.
no, I don't. I think it's impossible for you not to stamp on him because you can't fly. And if he does the splits, you're looking at an injury there. It's just really weird. It's weird that that's a red card, but the elbow isn't.
Yeah. It's hypocritical.
Yeah.
And the suspension, it should have been rescinded.
Well,
or at least reduced.
Do you know that if does the red card suspension does that happen, and then does the kick in the water bottle suspension happen after that one?
Yes, see, I know how it works.
So would that mean he's getting an 8-game suspension rather than just a standard 5-game? I don't know.
But I watched the darts the other day. It said justice for Duran.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I was watching.
Duran deserves justice. I think with referees there, I've lost faith in referees in the Premier League.
Yeah. One thing you've got to ask yourself too: if VAR wasn't even a thing, would we really have the conversation of the standard of refereeing is not that good?
Yeah, see, it would be different.
If VAR wasn't there, I think the standard of refereeing would be a million times better than what it is now, because there'll be no safety blanket anymore.
Well, I agree,
let's go to VAR, you know, because it happens every single game now. Like every opportunity to use it, they use it. They don't use it for what it's there for, which is pretty obvious.
There's always some sort of problem. But decisions there, they need to all be equal and the same. There's always controversy. But yeah, I wasn't doing a separate podcast just about VAR or another talk.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I don't get into VAR. I just don't.
It makes you mad. That's what you talk about. It gets you mad.
Yeah. It happens to every club, but when it happens against you, it's always the club that it was against.
Yeah.
I think they go, "What are you talking about?" You know. It's one of those. It's like politics, isn't it? You just can never be right with those things.
No, yeah. Well, one more thing before we come to the end. What's your West Ham score prediction?
I really want us to win. I'm going to go for a. I'm going to. I don't know. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Villa.
Yeah,
Because
well, I'm gonna go.
if we
Yeah.
draw, we play at the London Stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I was going to say draw and go to pens, but there's no shootout, is there? It's a replay. Or has that changed this year? I don't know.
Yes, I'm gonna go 2-1.
It'll be good.
I think we,
It'll be good to see us win, but it's just a case
I
of who
think,
we get in
yeah,
the next round.
I think we concede there.
Yeah,
We need to keep a clean sheet. The Cup, it might be different. In the Premier League, we don't keep clean sheets. It's always very different to them.
yeah.
Well, you've been a great guest again.
Yeah, this has been really fun. I really do enjoy doing these. Probably got a new
Well,
hobby now.
yeah, you're not one of the regulars on here now.
Yeah, we can do it every week if you want.
Well, Aaron as well. He does it as well. But yeah,
Oh man, it's been good.
we are going to bring this to a close. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to make sure to subscribe. If you haven't, smash the like button and give it a share. Make sure to give us a good review on our audio platforms, including Spotify and Apple. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much, Callum, for your time.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm going to wrap up this episode with Villa Forever and Up the Villa. Up the Villa. So you have to get on.